Hey there. Hey, Chase Meyer here. I just wrote an article, put it on LinkedIn about vibe coding. And I think that maybe some people just have no idea what vibe coding is in general. So I would really like to just show you a basics. So here I am on an app called Lovable.Dev. And this is the app I just explained. I spent 16 hours this weekend building the first version of a functional app for our entrepreneur community called Elevate. We do this at Nestspace, and we are branching out to become statewide and then even potentially regionally or nationally after we get this app fully developed out. So here's the first version of the app. Here is just a general landing page talking about how people can join the community of founders, mentors, and experts at Nestspace to accelerate their entrepreneurial journey. And if someone wants to log in, they click this button here and it takes them to a real registration and login page that's actually hooked to our database that is fully functional and secure. And it's pretty incredible. We use Supabase as the database, and this tool, Lovable, actually creates the code that even updates our database. So we don't even have to do that, which is wild. So, anyways, my many hours of iterations has got me to this functional state. And next time it'll be faster because I've learned some stuff I didn't know before, as it happens always. But one thing I didn't do a great job on when I uploaded my logo originally, it put the logo on the homepage and inside the app, but it forgot to put it on the login and registration pages. So I just told it in a chat, you forgot to use my uploaded logo on the welcome back login page and the register page. Please update those. Also, please update my app colors based on the colors of the logo. It had orange, and it didn't directly match. So it tells me in a chat interface, I'll help you update the login and register pages to include your uploaded logo and adjust the app colors to match your logo. Let me first examine what files we need to modify and what the current logo looks like. So it goes and looks at the actual logo I uploaded. It looks at all of my source files, and then it sees what it needs. And it's ultimately coming up with a color scheme, a dark teal, green background, white rocket, sure. And it's going through identifying what the primary colors should be. And then it's saying, here's my plan. I'm going to replace the logo, update the color palette, and update a config file. Do you want me to implement this plan? And I say, yes, let's implement this plan. And here's what the cool thing is about apps like Lovable is they have a brain, an AI brain that you can ultimately add lots of things to. You can add resources from GitHub, which I'm doing an automatic sync with GitHub. If you are developing things in a real way, you'll want to store your code somewhere. And this makes that incredibly simple. It just updates every new version of the code as you hit publish. And you have a total history of all the prompts you've ever done. So you can revert back if you mess something up. It also has knowledge that you can update about the app, what the foundation of the app is, and all of that. And so that way you don't have to prompt that stuff every time. And then it has general project settings and then your database. So right now, it's going through the process of implementing the code. And to implement the code, it is writing the CSS file. And this CSS file is ultimately the color of everything on our website. So every single thing is colored based on the CSS file. And then it has to update some configuration files as well. And you can just see in real time how it's actively creating this code. And I don't have to do anything. This is why it's called vibe coding. I literally can just have a glass of wine. Why don't I have wine in my hand? It's a Sunday, after all. I should grab one. Hey, oh, something happened. It just said it's updated the app with our logo. There we go. It gave us the teal color scheme. Now, if I hit login, okay, it has the logo right there. And for some reason, there's a blue background. I'll have to deal with that later, but I will ultimately try and log in. So to log in, I'm just going to go to my app and grab that here. All right, I'm logged into my app. And here is the fully functional app. This is the wild part about this. I didn't have to hire a developer. I only knew what I knew from my own mind. And I just explained what I wanted and it built the thing for me. So here is I'm on the dashboard right now. It knows me because I logged in under my credentials. Hovering over the profile picture, hovering over and displaying it, that was an option that I requested it do as a feature update. Originally, I had to click that. If someone has mentioned me in the app, those mentions would show up here. The events that I've RSVP'd to, they're right here, and I can see the details of the events. I can click on it and I can see when the event is, what it's about, where the meeting link is. Oh, there's also a way for us to mention other users and have discussion directly inside the event panel, and that's fully functional. If I want to cancel my registration to this event, you can see there's two attendees, and it says who they are. If I want to cancel this, I click it here. It removes me in real time because I built in a feature that is real time updates. If I register, it adds me in real time. And are there some glitches? 100% there are glitches. That's because I am not a programmer. And all I'm trying to do right now is come up with version 1 of this thing and refine how I think it should be better. So now I canceled my registration. I re-registered. I have an option in here inside of my dashboard to be able to go to my goals. Goals are a thing that we do at our Nest Space Elevate meetings, where we, at the end of our meeting every week, we set a goal, one major goal that we're going to accomplish by next week. And this is where that will land. I can view all the events by clicking here. It takes me to an event page, which is the same as this link up here. And I can see past events, which we have none because it's demo data. I can see all events or upcoming events. I can sort by is event virtual or in person. I can go to the event details. And again, I can cancel registration or do whatever. I can also even cancel registration from out here. So from the event, I can cancel. It reduces count, removes me, and then I can register and it adds count. And that's pretty freaking incredible. And here are some perks as an example. We're going to have a resources section and we're going to have perks section. But right now, this is just version 1 where people can actually claim the perks. And when they claim it, it applies to their account. But the resources are going to be videos that our entire community that are experts on the topic that they're experts in can contribute knowledge. So I could create a video like I'm doing right now about Lovable, and then I would put it in our resources. And so our whole community could watch a quick, concise video about a 101 on this product. And then I could create a series or whatever I want to do. But ultimately, the goal is for entrepreneur to support entrepreneur, right? If I have a notifications here, I can see that Gina Meyer, which my daughter is who that is, she replied to my comment. And look, when I click on that, that means that there's a broken link between the notification and the actual thing, and I will need to fix that. So that's a bug. Also, I have the option to look at my profile. Here's my profile. I can edit my profile. Oh, so another feature, I can't edit my profile from this page, from the single profile page yet. That's not a feature that's been created. So if I really want to edit right now, I got to go to admin. So I can go to the admin portal, which is only available to admins. It allows me to see the user types, their roles, all of that. And then I can do administrative editing on content, events, settings, general platform settings, or I can click on an individual person and I can edit their user profile, reset their password for them, or whatever. And here's my daughter's profile. She customized it with her own image upload. It was a rectangle image instead of a square image, so it skewed it a little bit, but that we kind of like it. It makes it look funny. But in general, in the gist, we'll have to build in a cropping feature on the image upload. And it's just absolutely phenomenal that this is a truly fully functional app. And whatever I do in here happens in real time. And whatever my daughter does happens in real time. So as an example, one of the coolest features that I made that I think it's cool anyway is this one right here. If I see this one that says Brian Valdovinos, you come into this event with me, and let's go over to the app that I've published. This is the app that's been deployed, meaning this is the latest version of all the code I was happy with. I put it out on the internet so that other people could use it and goof around with it. So if I go to community and I see what everyone is saying and I say, I see this message, Brian Valdovinos, you coming to the event with me? And right now I'm logged in as Georgie. This is her profile. So if I go back here to the app itself and I click on this post and I want to archive it, I click archive and it says the post is archived, and I'll do a quick refresh to verify that. So it changed the status of the post, right? Change it to archive. It has a dashed line around it. Should that me clicking archive made it archive instantly? Probably. And that's a real-time feature that I would need to fix. That's a bug I need to fix. But now that it's archived, I can see it in my posts, but can Georgie see it? That's the question. So we go back here and we refresh this page, and look, my archived post totally disappeared from her view. Even though it still exists, it's just not visible to everyone else, right? So Georgie can ultimately, oh, same thing. That's the broken link. I got to fix that. If she's here and it says, Chase Meyer, you want to ride to this event together? And I'll take a look at, there's my archived post. And then I'll go to community. Chase Meyer, you want to take a ride to this event together? And I go here and I heart it and I say, absolutely. Let's go. And I post this. You see my thing, right? And then I go back to her front end and I would refresh this page. Here it is. You see my heart and my comment. Absolutely. Let's go. She hearts it. I go back to the editor, refresh this page, and that's a glitch. So I need to figure out that right there. What's going on with that glitch? Also, these colors, do I want them all to be green or do I want them to be red? That's something we have to identify. But man, I did some really interesting things here. Like I have the first reply is a light gray. The second reply in the thread, meaning it's deeper in the thread, is a darker gray. And then it gets darker and you can see it's like a slow gradient. Maybe it's too light. Maybe I need to make it darker still, but really cool things that transfer. And if I say I don't want to archive this, I want to restore this post, that's a feature that I added. And now the post is automatically restored. And that means when I go back to the community and I refresh the page, I can see that post again. Truly phenomenal. We are in a brand new era of software creation, and we just have to understand how to communicate. We have to understand how to think through the software we want, and then we have to understand how to utilize the tools. But if any business, small business owner, wants to know this stuff so they can train their staff, wants to know this stuff so they can do it themselves, so you don't have to spend tens of thousands of dollars and you can have a very fast life cycle on solutions you create within your business. Dude, talk to me about this. I love helping people with this stuff. And this is just scratching the surface of what's available today. Anyways, I thought you might appreciate it. So just wanted to share it with you, and let me know if you have any questions or anything like that. Otherwise, dude, take care.